Hello and welcome to this DanielGee.com video. The aim of these videos is to give you a little bit better understanding on some of the football law regulatory topics that I advise and write and speak about at different intervals. So today we're going to be speaking about third-party ownership. Very briefly, as a basic start, third-party ownership of a player's economic football rights is effectively the opportunity for a company rather than the club to own the future transfer value of a specific player. Now this came to the fore at least in the Premier League when Carlos Tevez was transferred to West Ham. Subsequently it was revealed that Carlos Tevez was owned by a third-party company, and some of the contractual provisions in that contract meant that West Ham breached the Premier League regulations because that third party had an influence over when Carlos Tevez was sold on, as well as in certain instances when Javier Mascherano too came to West Ham. Now, what happened as a result of that? West Ham, apart from being fined £5.5 million, also settled with Sheffield United, who were subsequently relegated because of it seemed to be West Ham's misdemeanours. But as a result, at least, of the Tevez fiasco, the Premier League, the Football League and the Football Association, all UK football associations, legislated and in its new regulations completely prohibited third-party ownership in the UK. So in the United Kingdom at least, for clubs participating in the Championship, or rather the Premier League, the Football League and FA affiliated competitions, cannot own third-party owned players. So next point worth mentioning is that although that is the case in the United Kingdom, further abroad in a number of European and world associations, there is nothing stopping companies and clubs coming together to enter into agreements for third-party owned players. And this in effect helps clubs afford certain players that may be out of their reach. The basic premise being that a club who needs to buy a £10 million player may only have £5 million, and they may enter into agreement with a third-party owner to secure the other £5 million to make up the transfer fee for that £10 million player. Now, where does that sit with at least one other interlinking subject, which is financial fair play, which we've talked about in previous video podcasts? It's worth noting, I think, that the Premier League at least and Ligue 1, which is the French top division, have actually argued that clubs in associations that don't prohibit third-party ownership are actually at an advantage for adhering to financial fair play. And that's because clubs who are allowed to enter into agreements with other companies for third-party owners can share the cost of acquiring those players. And by sharing that cost, it means they have to spend less in order to acquire that player. And if they actually spend less, it means they have to account less as a cost for adhering to financial fair play. And so more recently, the Premier League and Ligue 1 have been lobbying UEFA especially to try and work out a way that the true value of a player's transfer economic rights value can be assigned to that player, and so that clubs won't necessarily have advantage over Premier League and Ligue 1 clubs. So I hope that's given you at least a little bit of an understanding into how third-party ownership works, especially in the UK. As I usually say, please go to www.danielgee.com to have a look at some of my articles, my podcasts and videos that were previously made. Please email me at info@danielgee.com with any potential questions or comments that you have, and follow me on Twitter at Football Law. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and please click on other videos to know about a few other football regulatory topics that I've been discussing. Thanks.